All right, gang, I'm doing it. Today is the big promise, the bold transformational promise today. What if I told you that you could change everything in your life? Your career, your relationships, your health, your body, your dreams. You could improve everything in your life by changing one thing. Would you believe me? I'm not talking about adding more to your plate, more to-dos, or some elusive secret that only comes after meditating hours on a mountain. I'm talking about the earnest work of practice. That's right. The key to your transformation, the key to everything you want is all about practice. And I'm going to convince you today that that is all that you need. So if you're finally ready to start a new chapter, stop feeling stuck and make real progress, keep listening. All right, team, welcome to Practice Your Positive Daily. I'm the Sasser. And this is the place where we take on life's challenges, not just with positivity, but with intention, action, and a growth mindset. This podcast is all about embracing the process and making real change in our lives. Whether you're navigating a tough day at work, the family drama, ways to reignite your spark and find your joy, this is the right place. So do some air squats, have a stretch while you listen to me, and let's dive into how reframing your entire life as practice is going to transform everything. Here are the three ways I'm going to convince you to reframe your life as practice to change everything. Reframe number one. Answer me this question. How do you get better at anything? What did your mind say? What did you say? I know what you said. Say it. You practice. Yes, that is it. Is there anything that you can't improve with practice? Let me tell you, I can't think of anything, but let's just go through it. Do you want a healthier lifestyle? Practice. Do you want to be a better parent? Practice. Do you want to learn something new, a skill, a hobby, a career move? Practice. Want to excel at your job? Practice. Want to be a better human? Practice. There is only one way to get better at anything, and that's through practice. This is the practice, not just in our minds of thinking about it, but the practice of dragging our bodies through it, of doing the thing. And here's the science part. The reason it's so powerful is because it rewires your neural pathways. This is brain plasticity in action to change your life. Our brains are wired to change and grow and adapt when we make new connections through repeated actions. Practice isn't just about showing up. It's about making a permanent change in your brain that allows you to literally become better at whatever you put your mind to. Right? Huge. So get this in your mind. You are always in practice. And the more you see life as practice, the more you give yourself permission to grow. Reframe number two. Two, intuitively, we know that life is practice. Let's just get real. Life is practice. We know this. If life weren't one long practice session, then imagine that you had a perfect day, just one perfect day. Everything was loving and beautiful. You made all the right choices. You stayed present in the moment. Poof, would the game end? Would it be over? No, of course not. You can't win at the game of life. There is no more striving or growing than what we do every day. That is how life works. Even after the most beautiful, best, perfect day, guess what? Hopefully, you wake up tomorrow and have to do it all over again. Another day. And that's the same with our lowest. Even after your worst day, your most tragic worst day, hey, guess what? If you're lucky, you're going to wake up and have to do it all over again. There is no opting out. This is the practice. This is the way. So whether it's a good day or a bad day, you are in the practice of living every day. And this is where that growth mindset comes in. If you're striving for success or purpose or happiness, that's what it's all about. It doesn't end at the top. It keeps going. So you get to keep practicing and you get to keep growing. The game isn't over until it's over, and you'll be learning and growing and striving every day along that journey if you allow yourself to. All right. And number 3, embrace the positive connotation of practice. Here's the best part. Practice gives you grace. Here's where we turn things around and let go of the pressure. Practice isn't about doing something perfectly. It's about doing it imperfectly, but with intention and purpose and a goal. Practice is open, it's willing, it's humble, it's the earnest work, it's the hard play, it's the fun work, it's a gift you give yourself to grow and get better in that practice. Think about practice, think about tennis practice, anything. Think about practicing knitting. There's no urgency to it. You know that this is just one more day, one more session of practice. So you show up even on the days that you don't have it figured out, even on the days where you messed up yesterday or you didn't practice. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to get it wrong because you're practicing. And it's so much more empowering than it is to say, I'm trying to do something. Practicing means you are doing the thing. You might not be doing it well or smoothly. You might give a boundary and inside feel like you're going to panic and die, but you're practicing it. You're doing the thing. And it is so important to focus on it that way and give ourselves that grace, that mindset, because when we see ourselves in practice, we see that everybody else is in practice too. Right? Like Brene Brown, I firmly believe in my heart that everyone is really just doing the best they can with where they're at. When you see other people as practice too, you stop expecting perfection. That perfection that we expect from our kids to know what we want, from our partners to how to please us, from our coworkers on how to treat us, and from yourself. It's not this now or never feeling. I know sometimes I get this great anxiousness, this anxiety where I feel like this is it. I have to get it right. This opportunity will never happen again. And that's not true. It takes a pressure. There isn't an anxiety about failing when you see there is no failing. You can't fail at practice. And so when you see life as practice, you let go of that pressure and give yourself permission to keep moving forward imperfectly, but forward. Oh my goodness. This was a big one. I had to sell you on this idea of practice. I'm so glad we had this conversation today. So here's the big takeaway. Life is not a test you need to ace. It's all practice. And that means you can try and fail, you can skip, you can mess up, you can get hurt, you can stop practicing for a while. But just like when we say, it's like riding a bicycle, you don't lose what you've learned already because you're learning and you're growing. And every moment, you could become a better version of whatever you choose. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. So today's positive of the day, the challenge is give yourself the label of practice in your life. Choose one area that you've been maybe holding back on or you'd like to get better in, whether it's your job or at home or in your personal life. Choose one area that you feel kind of juicy about. Choose that and reframe it as practice. Tell yourself, I'm practicing. I'm practicing being a better parent. I'm practicing being a more loving spouse. I'm practicing being kinder to myself. That is the positive of the day. Take it as a challenge. We love these positives of the day. They are little, fun, practical ways. This is Positivity 101, doing things every day and getting those reps in. All right. When you think about this episode, I want you to think about practice. Life is practice. So in the comments today, why don't you give me that one thing? Share that one thing with us about what you're going to start practicing instead of stressing and pressurizing yourself about it. You're going to reframe it as practice. Remember, let's make today count. Show up, learn, commit to that growth mindset, rewire your brain, and you can do anything. And I'll be right here with you rooting along and doing it too. All right. I love you. Keep practicing your positive, and I will see you next episode.